Winter Soldier is a menace in the Marvel Rivals community. He has high damage, mobility, and that deadly arm that makes him an absolute nightmare in the right hands. But every tank has a way to shut him down. Today we're breaking down the best counter strategies for dealing with Bucky, no matter which tank you're playing, whether you're blocking his shots, punishing his engages, or forcing him into bad positions. This guide will help you turn the tide against one of the deadliest duelists in the game. Let's get right into it. Winter Soldier might pack a punch, but against the Hulk, can he really stand up? Let's find out. If I'm being honest with you, as a Winter Soldier player, whenever I see a Hulk that doesn't have their shield ability up, it's pretty much free game. He's very, very scary to go against if you're playing Hulk and you don't time your bubbles correctly. Whenever you see a Bucky charging his hook, you need to either try to break line of sight with Hulk or time your radioactive lockdown to be able to stun Bucky. So before he's able to pull you in, you can just exile him. Say your exile ability is on cooldown. What you can also do to protect yourself against Bucky is by using your indestructible guard. It's pretty much your shield. When you pop this before Bucky goes to grab you, he'll grab your shield and he won't grab you. So you'll be protected for that bit of time. Winter Soldier may be a deadly marksman, but Venom is a force of nature. If you're struggling against Bucky and Marvel, don't worry, I got your back. With Venom, a lot of the time you need to time your engages to points with him when he doesn't have his hook available, or if you do happen to get hooked, what you need to do is wait until he uses his shift or his ability to uppercut you, because if you try to swing away right after you get hooked, your swing is going to get canceled, because typically what Bucky players will do is they will hook you in, shoot you a couple of times, and then go for an uppercut. And when they go for that uppercut, you need to use that time to try to use your web swing and get away. Groot is often regarded as one of the strongest tanks in the game, but when faced with Bucky, I would say a lot of the time, unless a Groot has good awareness and the ability to quickly place a wall in between Bucky and himself, he's going to struggle. With that being said, Groot has a lot of ways of punishing Winter Soldier's positioning with his walls, and especially after the buff to Groot's walls, you're going to be able to catch Winter Soldier out a lot more often, because you're able to place a wall directly behind him and just do your quick combo with Groot, which will essentially one shot. The biggest tip that I can give you for playing against Winter Soldier as Groot is to keep a wall on you at all times. You need to be able to protect yourself quickly if a Bucky grabs you, and you need to be able to put a barrier in between you and the Winter Soldier so you're not constantly taking extreme amounts of damage. Winter Soldier thrives on being able to pick and choose who he fights. Penny Parker might have something to say about that. Let's find out. When you see Bucky charging up his hook, what you're able to do as Penny is you can time your web snare and either try to catch the hook, or you can just snare him up so his ability goes on cooldown. Also, when he does go to grab you, you have to wait until his uppercut is finished before you try to swing away with your web. If you try to attach with your web and he goes to uppercut you, your web animation is going to cancel. For the most part, Penny Parker relatively has a large hitbox, so when going against Winter Soldier, you need to keep that in mind and also try to play around natural cover a lot more. Bucky Barnes might be a deadly assassin, but my man Captain America knows his every move. First off, let's get the obvious out of the way. Captain America has a shield that blocks Bucky's hook completely. With that being said, if you happen to get caught off guard and hooked by Bucky, what you're able to do as Captain America is use your dash ability to try to get away from him. As well as when he uppercuts you, you're able to hold your shield in the air to block some of the bullets. Winter Soldier is dangerous up close, but against Doctor Strange, he's presented with a lot more difficulties as far as going for a grapple on you, because your shield is one of the best shields in the game that you're able to essentially spam. This will often protect you whenever a Bucky is going for a hook. If you notice him, just pop your shield up, and when he goes for the hook, it's going to hit your shield and negate his ability completely. If you do happen to get hit by the Bucky hook, what you're able to do after he uppercuts you is you're able to fly up into the sky as Doctor Strange and hold your shield up while you're simultaneously pinging for heals, so the healers know to look up in the sky and heal you. With Doctor Strange's wide range of abilities, he's able to close the distance between him and Bucky using his shield. following that up with his primary attack, and eventually building his madness to the point where he's able to expel it and essentially one-shot Bucky. I thought I should also note that his uppercut does in fact go through your shield, and the ability where he's able to shoot a projectile out of his arm is going to knock you down out of the sky. That's why it's very important when you go up into the sky as Doctor Strange to hold your shield up. Also, make sure Bucky does not have his grapple when you are going for your ultimate, because you are a free grapple for him to cancel your ultimate. Does the God of Thunder have enough to take on the Winter Soldier? I think so. With his devastating burst damage, Thor is able to delete a Winter Soldier if they grapple him, but there is an exception. We'll get into that. Thor's Awakening Rune allows him to turn into a lightning god and essentially throw these projectiles that will do 70 damage a piece. So if you choose to pick Thor and grapple him towards you as Winter Soldier and he pops this on you, you're going to get deleted. If Bucky's able to land his bionic hook on you, what you can do before he's able to uppercut you is quickly hit your Storm Surge. This will essentially allow you to escape if you time it properly. So here's the thing. I'm sorry I did that to you guys. But with Benjamin Grimm, a lot of what Bucky's abilities are able to do are negated by the one passive that he has, which is called Unyielding Will, which makes him immune to getting launched up, getting knocked back, or getting displaced by any sort of effect that would affect every other tank in the game. You, sir, are built like a rock and you are an immovable force, and that is truly this character, which he heavily counters Winter Soldier and a lot of the other dive characters in the game. Something that I forgot to mention about Bucky is when you are actually walking towards him, he can hit you with his bionic hook and it will stun you. But you are able to bait out the hook with your Yancey Street charge. When you're in that charge mode, you're able to just bypass any amount of crowd control. Winter Soldier brings deadly precision and relentless firepower to Marvel Rivals, but Magneto has plenty of ways to shut him down. In this section, I'm going to break down to you how to counter him as Magneto, because in my opinion, Magneto is probably one of the biggest counters to Winter Soldier if you play him correctly. With Magneto's projectile, it's able to reach a maximum distance of 25 meters, meaning that most of the time when you're fighting a Winter Soldier, you're going to be within close to medium distance of him. So as Magneto, you need to be hyper aware of when he's charging his bionic hook, because if he's able to land this on you, it can be catastrophic for you and your entire team. I say this because most often or not, Magneto is typically the tank that will often be associated with solo tanking. So if you're able to take the solo tank and instantly erase him, that changes the outcome of the entire team fight. Now, I'm not going to be breaking down every ability for you, because you can obviously go do that in any of the hundreds of Magneto videos that are probably out there on the internet, but a quick rundown of what his right click does, or his mag cannon for people that aren't on PC. It allows you to knock an enemy back. So when you see a Winter Soldier charging a hook to essentially try to grab you, you can push him back. So when he does the hook, if it's not fully charged or if he's not within a certain range of you, you're not going to get hooked by it. With that being said, you also have your shield that will block his bionic hook, and you also have your metallic bulwark that is very, very good at saving your life and your teammates' lives if they get hooked by Bucky. If you made it this far to the video, I just want to say thank you, and also let me know what kind of video you want to see in the future. Do you want to see a guide on countering dive heroes as a healer or something similar to that? I would love to make a video for my viewers, and I think that would be awesome. Also, if you want to stop by my Twitch channel, I stream pretty much daily on there at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Have a good day, homies. Stay safe. I'll catch you in the next video.